Okay, part one. I actually sanded this down here with I sanded this down initially with this sander, this random orbital scanner or sander that I got from Harbor Freight, and this sander was about $16.99, and I got a mixture of different grit sandpaper. I got 120 and 220 sandpaper from eBay. So this is a random orbital, so it doesn't sand in the same place. As you can see here, this truck was peeling bad. I actually just sanded it down real fine, and then I took a can of spray primer. Started with a can of this Rustoleum spray primer, and I sprayed it down with 2 coats. Then I used just a sheet of this 600 grit wet dry sandpaper by hand, just with my hand, and I ended up sanding in between every 2 coats. And between the 2 coats, it came pretty good. I put 4 coats, a can and a half of the spray primer, and one thing you got to make sure is when you're sanding these old vehicles, they have a lot of sand, old paint that's going to be detrimental to your health. I chose to use this Rustoleum Regal Red, which I'm going to use, and as you see here, it's a really cool color for an old vehicle. The color on the outside here doesn't do it justice. That's one thing I noticed when I looked at other paint jobs online. This is the sandpaper I got. I got a good price. I got 50 sheets for about 16 bucks. I got this for $1. This was like $4.35 a can. I think I'm probably going to use maybe 2 cans to do the hood, and it's like $9.50 for 2 cans, so I should do the whole truck for probably, I'm guessing, about 30 bucks. I've got this odorless minerals spirits. I'm gonna do 50-50. I got this and the sandpaper. The hard thing was trying to find the right grit sandpaper with this Harbor Freight sander with this grit with 8 holes. I was able to do that. There was actually one company that made it, and the company's Bulldog or something, Mirka. I think it's Mirka. Mirka's the brand. Now this red is a really cool color when you get the can open. Let me just open this can here. As you can see here, this red is almost like a candy apple. It's going to really look good on this old classic truck. On the can, it actually looks kind of like a burgundy, but it really isn't. And I'm going to let this dry tonight. I color sanded it. I'm going to put one more coat of this Rustoleum primer. It's made for automotive. I got this at Lowe's, and I'm going to put one more coat and then sand it again with the 3M 600 grit. I got it at the paint store. Not all the paint stores carry it, but if you're able to get it, it's about $1 to $1.25 for a huge sheet of sandpaper. And I'll probably use, you know, 1 sheet to do the whole thing. I cut it in separate pieces. The paint, you've got 1 quart. You're going to do 50-50, and that's basically going to give you 2 quarts. 2 coats would probably cover the fender, the hood, and the other fender, probably like at least 3 coats, or maybe even 4 coats. I'd probably do the whole front of the vehicle. I'm guessing maybe 3 quarts of the red paint, about 30 bucks. So this is the beginning. And I'm just going to do one panel at a time, because if I start doing everything, you're going to get into more than, you're going to chew off more than you can. As you can see, this paint was really bad peeling. It went down to the primer. There's some rust spots. So this is part 1 of my video, of my Rustoleum paint job. I'm actually thinking it's going to be more like a maybe a $70 Rustoleum paint job, just because of the sander I didn't have. And I actually got these Shoreline. These are high density foam rollers. You get it from, I got these from Walmart for like $3. Then I got this roller for like $2 and change. Not even $3. Walmart. Only place that had this brand, which was everybody was recommending. Once I got done coating 2 coats of the red paint, I'm going to go ahead and color sand it. I'm going to start with 800 grit, and then I'll go to 1500 grit, and then I'm going to go to 2000 grit. And I'm going to do that for every coat of red, every 2 coats of red paint that I do. And I'll probably put 6 coats on here. So this way it'll allow you not to have a lot of orange peel. From what I've been reading online, you're not going to have a lot of orange peel if you do a lot of light coats instead of big heavy coats. So this is my $50 paint job, and which is going to cost me about 70 bucks, probably just because of the size of the truck. It's a full-size F150 truck. It's 1987. Initially my son was going to help me, but he'd rather play his guitar. But we're probably figuring I'll do 1 panel a week. We're going to have 2 fenders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're probably figuring a month to a month and a half till this truck is completely painted. It's a backup truck, so it's you know, it's just sitting here. And if I go to sell it, I'll probably double my money, or pretty close, depending on how it comes out. But with this bright red paint, it's an eye catcher. So part 1 over, and I'm going to be videotaping when I'm sanding, and all the steps that I'm doing. I like to get this 600. This is baby soft smooth, but I want it to feel like glass. So when I jump up from the 600 to the 800, it should be smoother, and then I'll continue. Thank you.